The Edmonton Oilers, they want to sign Jack Roslovic for how much? Let's talk about it. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here on Above Average. Really appreciate you clicking on this video. Thanks for all the continued support. Let's see if we can get this bad boy to over 100 likes, 200 likes, maybe. Last Oilers video I did got 300. Can we do that? That would be awesome. If you're new to the channel as well, subscribe and drop a comment down below as I interact and read every single one. It's also the sponsored segment, every video right here at Above Average. I'll highlight the most liked comment at the end of the video. What the heck is going on? Oh, I don't know if I also said, I'm YouTube Trev. What's up? Yeah, Jack Roslovic, the Edmonton Oilers, coming close to a 4-year by $4 million deal. Is it going to happen? So, the Oilers, they're interested in Jack Roslovic. Apparently, Bob Stauffer's covered the Oilers for, I actually don't know how long he's covered the Oilers. I want to say, got to be over 20 years, right? Close to, probably. But anyway, on his show yesterday, he said the Oilers are interested in signing Jack Roslovic for 4 years at $4 million. I will just say, I got word, I will say, a co-worker of mine who's got some connections with the team. Oil have been talking to Roslovic on extension, but he wants more than 4x4. So you're probably looking at 5x5, is that something? Or is it the year's fine, but probably 4 years at $5 million, something like that? So that was kind of interesting. Just want to throw that out there. Yeah, let's go. Huge shout out to Tommy Gazzola. I love you, buddy. So right out of the gate, what are your guys' thoughts on that? Like I said, I interact and read with every single, I read and interact with every single comment in the comment section down below. What would you guys like? If Jack Roslovic and the Oilers come to a deal and it's 4 years, let's just say for the sake of it, at 4.5, right around that $4 million to $5 million range. Would you like that? Would you like that? Because I'm gonna be honest. I love it. I think it's a bargain. I really do. And it was interesting because we were all talking at work. If you don't know, I work at Edmonton Sports Talk. I'll put a link in the description if you want to come check us out. But we talk all things Oilers, all things sports all day long. It's a blast. But yeah, everyone in the bullpen, we were kind of talking about this, and everyone's like, oh no, they can't do this. No, they can't do this. This would be dumb. And I was over in the corner like, I like it. I really do. And I'll tell you why. But I'll tell you why they don't like it. And I'll tell you why there's one, nitpick I don't like about it. You don't really have to do this right now. You don't. I don't know why they feel like this is like, oh no, we need to do this right now. This is take care of business, and this is a top number one priority. It absolutely isn't. Especially with the way he's been playing as of late, and maybe that's why they're like, he's not really doing that good, so maybe his value's down. I don't know about that, but yeah, let's see what this guy can do in the playoffs, first off. Because he didn't do a heck of a whole lot for the Hurricanes last year in the playoffs, and he was actually a healthy scratch in one game. But I tell you what, man, there's a lot to like about this player. And he was a pleasant surprise when the Oilers were able to get him. And, that was another thing. Like, if he's so good, this is what the guys were saying. If he's so good, well, why didn't he, get signed in the summer? And I don't know. I say that's a little bit more on his agent, who has since been fired, than it has to do with him. So yeah, those are the two negatives. I kind of see and I recognize and whatnot, but I tell you what I like about this. When Jack Roslovic came in, he was at times the Oilers' best player. He was. Like, I don't think you can really debate that. And I know that sounds crazy, but McDavid and Draisaitl were slumping. And there was nights where like, oh, wow, Jack Roslovic, man, he saved the Oilers. He had a few overtime winners, which was huge. He looked very noticeable in the top six. He was scoring at a really good rate. He was a trigger man. He looked shifty. He was protecting the puck. He was doing lots of things that you would notice on a game-to-game basis. And you're like, wow, like, yeah, the Oilers got this guy at one point. Like, this is crazy. How did this guy go unsigned? Especially when you got the likes of Andrew Mangiapane and Trent Frederick, who, were paid double as much, almost tripled, and they suck. Those guys are doing diddly squat. So everything's going good. He's producing at a very good rate. And I know at one point, if he stayed healthy and if he stayed in the top six, he was chugging along for right around 60 points. Like, that is very, very impressive at $1.5 million. Like, that is awesome. That is such good value. So he gets injured and he comes back and the rest of the guys get healthy and he kind of gets, put in the bottom six. Why is he in the bottom 6, Trev? If he's so good like you say he was, why is he in the bottom 6? Well, I'll tell you why. Who else is going to play the third line center role? You're not going to split up the first line. Nugent Hopkins, Zach Hyman, and Connor McDavid. That's set. Like, I'm sorry, Knobloch ain't moving that. And then you got Kapanen, Podkolzin, and Draisaitl, who, again, none of those wingers can go play 3C. And then especially when you got Adam Henrique, who's injured. If Adam Henrique wasn't injured right now, maybe he'd probably get a look in the top 6. But unfortunately, that's all you got. That's all you got. And the other argument, well, if he's so good like you say he is, Trev, you know, and he was the Oilers' best player and he was putting up really good points, he should be able to do that at a third line role. And no, I'm sorry, that's not true at all. Like, I'm sorry, aside from Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, like, those guys could produce at a third line role. I've seen Nugent Hopkins struggle mightily try to be the 3C for the Oilers for years. Like, man, it doesn't matter the wingers that they put him with. He couldn't do it. There's a reason why he's on the top line with McDavid right now. When Zach Hyman came back from injury, he had a few games where he was, you know, they wanted to, you know, ease him in, which is fair. But when they were easing him in, he looked like nothing. He looked like just a shadow of himself. He really did on that third line role. So I'm sorry, Nugent Hopkins, he couldn't produce at a third line role. Zach Hyman, neither could he. Jack Roslovic, I'm sorry, he can't either. He can't, especially when you look at the minutes that they're deploying out there for the bottom 6. It's nothing. It is nothing. So it's tricky. The Oilers struggle mightily where, you know, like putting lines 1 through 4 out at a fair rate. And I'm sorry, I know it's tricky when you've got the best 2 players in the world. You want them out there as much as possible, but like from power play to like the Oilers had a double minor the other day. Like, I'm sorry, you take the third line and fourth line out, like, and then they come out, they're gonna have such heavy feet. And not only that, who is Jack Roslovic playing with? He's playing with unproven, you know, NHL players at this point, really. Not a shot at Matt Savoy, but, you know, kind of, he's not quite there yet. Can he be? Yeah. Has he shown glimpses of brilliance? Yeah, he has. You got Ike Howard. You know, that line, when it was a line, it was kind of producing chances, at least. They finally were able to get a few goals, but it was nothing crazy. And I'm sorry, if you put Nugent Hopkins in that role, he would do the exact same thing. So he's a top 6 player. He needs to play top 6. He needs to play minutes. You need to give him minutes for him to produce. And if you give him those minutes, I really do think he would produce more than Kapanen for sure, more than Podkolzin for sure. And the only reason he's in the bottom 6 is because, unfortunately, the Oilers do not have anyone else to do that right now. They don't. So those are my thoughts. Honestly, I don't know. I'm very surprised by everyone's takes on this at work, because we were talking so highly of him for, you know, almost a 2-month stretch. Wow, he's quite surprising. Wow, he's shifty. And now he's playing in the bottom 6 role with limited minutes and limited wingers. And people are like, oh, he's not doing that good. It's like, well, what do you expect? Obviously, he's not going to do good. Look who he's playing with. Look at his minutes. Look at his time on ice. He's not getting any PP1 time. I don't know. So that's my thoughts there. I think he's a shifty player. And I'll just finish with this. If you're like, oh, no, he's not worth the $4 million, that's ridiculous. Like, he's only got 2 goals in the last, like, month and a bit. Okay, but look at this. He's got 22 points. He's got 14 goals and 8 assists in 41 games. So he's right around 40 points, which is pretty average to what he's been able to do his whole career. His career high is 45. So if he wasn't healthy, man, this would have been, or if he was healthy, this would have been a career year for him. And not only that, let's see. I mentioned them earlier, but if you're like, oh no, he's not worth the $4 million. Well, right now, I'm sorry, Trent Frederic is 3.85. So he's not worth $4 million. So you're saying what? What are you saying? He's worth 3.5? So Trent Frederic has more value. He should be getting paid more. Give me a break. No, absolutely not. Same with Andrew Mangiapane, 3.6. You know, like, what do you think? If Jack Roslovic isn't worth $4 million, You're saying what? He's a $3 million player, so Andrew Mangiapane and Trent Frederic are worth more? Absolutely not. And maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's just the term. And if that's you know, what your opinion is, it's just too long of a deal. I can side with that. I can see that. So what are your guys' thoughts? Drop a comment down below. I'm very curious what you guys have to say. And yeah, I just want to see what you guys have to say. So thanks for all the continued support, guys. It is that time of the video where I highlight the most liked comment in my previous video, brought to you by www.timetrackers.ca, where they work around the clock for you. It's an Alberta-based company with clocks all over Canada. You want a nice big black clock like that, go check them out. www.timetrackers.ca. Last video I did was on Celebrini, Bedard, or Schaefer. Who are you taking? If you could have just one, who would you take? The most liked comment, I think he's won 2 in a row now, at OldManJenkins12. I think when all 3 of their careers are done, Macklin, Celebrini, when it's all said and done, will have the best career out of the 3. I got 35 likes. Let's go. Atta be Old Man Jenkins. I think that comment almost got more freaking likes than my video did. Crazy. So, what do you guys think? 4 million for Jack Roslovic. Do you like it? Would you hate it? And I'll say this as well. The Oilers have missed with Victor Arvidsson, Jeff Skinner. They missed with Trent Frederic and Andrew Mangiapane. But when Jack Roslovic was in that top 6, he wasn't just good, he excelled. He was surprisingly good. He impressed everyone. Put him in the goddamn top 6. So that's my thought. Oh, and also, he's not a center. He's come out and said, no, I prefer playing on the wing. So there's that as well. So I'll leave it at that. Take her easy, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Don't be average when you can be above average. See you in the next one. Peace.